What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this is a new segment I am creating called This Is How You Don't Lie. And you guys are probably all familiar with the This Is How You Don't Play movement created by our boy Evo AJ. Big ups to Evo AJ. This is a new segment where what I'd like to do is highlight Phil's inconsistencies and flat out lies. And the first segment here of this new segment is one that kind of irritates me a little bit. And this is where Phil has the compulsion, and that's what it is, the compulsion, to cast blame on everyone but himself. Now, if you've been listening to Phil the last few days, you've heard him, or excuse me, the last couple weeks, you've heard him talk about RPG burnout and how RPG burnout is hurting the business and how Phil does nothing wrong and it's the games. He blames his dents for picking games that they don't support. He blames the developers for clogging the yearly schedule of game releases with the same genre of RPG games. He blames everyone but him fucking self. And one lie that Phil's been propagating the last couple weeks is Dragon Dogma 2. How he wanted to play Rise of the Ronin and wanted to skip Dragon Dogma 2, right? And of course, he's been saying he listened to his viewers, he listened to his dents, he listened to the people paying his bills, and they wanted, of course, Dragon Dogma 2. They wanted Phil to skip Rise of the Ronin and play another RPG, right? And of course, Phil's been pumping out that fucking lie that he wanted to do the opposite. His gut feeling, his business acumen, his business sense told him, no, don't play another RPG, play Rise of the Ronin. But no, Phil decided, nope, I'm going to listen to my dents, and if it fails, it gives me a reason to blame them. So here's a clip here. This is one of many clips, but I took this one because it wasn't too long. It has Phil talking about this very lie here and blaming the dents for selecting Dragon Dogma 2. So let's listen to the clip.
Dragon's Dogma 2 because you guys and gals requested it. Remember, originally a few weeks ago, I said I was set on playing Rise of the Ronin. Okay? I said I want to play Rise of the Ronin. And everyone was like, well, you can play Rise of the Ronin, but we feel that Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be a better choice. Dragon's Dogma 2 looks like it might be a Game of the Year contender. Dragon's Dogma 2 is just going to get better, more people. It's going to get more viewership. And you should definitely play Dragon's Dogma 2. Okay?
Okay, now that clip was from yesterday's podcast, where he spent the podcast with his pity segment, as I like to call it. And there were 3 big pity segments where he tried to make people feel guilty that they weren't supporting because they were adding to his anxiety and his troubles. And one of this, of course, was that the dents made him play Dragon Dogma 2, and they're hurting the business. Now, you guys have the content here. This isn't the first time Phil said this. Phil said this several times in the last 2 weeks, right? And, of course, he's trying to get cover for when he wage quits the game. Now, real quick, here is Phil about 2 weeks ago. Now, big ups to Inner Otter's Place. He's a good dude. If you guys have Twitter, follow him. He's really funny. He posts a lot of clips, a lot of memes about Phil. If you're on Twitter, definitely give him a like. He's a really cool He's a really cool dude. All right, so here's the clip here.
Dragon's Dogma.
All right. Oops, sorry.
Dragon's Dogma.
Okay, right here. So here's a clip. This is from, I think, 2 weeks ago during the podcast, where Phil, this is before he decided on playing Dragon's Dogma 2. This is the conversation he had a few days before the release of both Dragon Dogma 2 and Rise of the Ronin.
Dragon's Dogma is what everyone wants, and what you want to play. Isn't that an RPG? You should play Rise of the Ronin. Listen, I'm going to say it again. I'm okay with playing either game. Personally, I am more interested in Dragon's Dogma. I am. I think that Dragon's Dogma is, as a game, I played the original, right? And I loved the original. And I would love to play the sequel, but I can't play it when I'm playing other RPGs. So if we wrap up the other RPGs Then we can play Dragon's Dogma 2. That's the point I'm making.
Alrighty, folks. Big ups for Inner Otter Place for collecting those 2 clips. I was actually looking for them. He made my life so much easier by posting these. So big ups to him. Again, if you're on Twitter, definitely give him a shout out. Give him a shout out, give him a like, and also give him a follow. He's a very cool dude. Now, again, for contents, let's play what Phil said yesterday.
Because you guys and gals requested it. Remember, originally a few weeks ago, I said I was set on playing Rise of the Ronin. Okay? I said I want to play Rise of the Ronin. And everyone was like, well, you can play Rise of the Ronin, but we feel that Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be a better choice. Dragon's Dogma 2 looks like it might be a Game of the Year contender. Dragon's Dogma 2 is just going to get better, more people. It's going to get more viewership, and you should definitely play Dragon's Dogma 2. Then we can play Dragon's Dogma 2. That's the point I'm making. Okay? Dragon's Dogma is what everyone wants, and what you want to play. Isn't that an RPG? You should play Rise of the Ronin. Listen, I'm going to say it again. I'm okay with playing either game. Personally, I am more interested in Dragon's Dogma. I am. I think that Dragon's Dogma is, as a game, I played the original, right? And I loved the original. And I would love to play the sequel. But I can't play it when I'm playing other RPGs. So, if we wrap up the other RPGs...
Alrighty, folks. Well, there you go. Flat out in washed out 720p on Phil's pathetic, terrible streams wearing that dingy white shirt. We caught him here fucking lying. Good Lord, Phil. See, I think I've said this many times. And look, I'm not going to be high and mighty here and put myself on a pedestal. Everyone lies. Yes, everyone lies about some shit. Mostly white lies. Dumb shit that they just don't want to, deal with. If you want to get, if your wife comes to you and says, hey, honey, do I look fat? And if she is fat, you're still going to lie and say, no, honey, you look great. Everything looks good. So I completely understand that about, lies and stuff like that. Everyone does it perfectly fine. But Phil's a different fucking case here. Phil has to lie about fucking everything. And the problem with Phil is Phil doesn't remember his fucking lies. He lies so much that he can't keep his lies straight. And the problem, Phil, is that for most people, that's perfectly fine because not everyone tracks what you say or you do or whatever. You, motherfucker, you're online. Everything you say and do is posted online. You share your fucking business. You talk about everything. Because, of course, you have a pitiful life. So every little bit of what you deem to be newsworthy, you talk about it on your fucking streams. So everything is captured. And you record everything on your podcast, even though you like to edit shit out like the unrecorded beg segments. But there are other restreamers, clippers like myself, and people that do commentary that follow your shit and call you out on your bullshit. And right here is a fucking fine example of you fucking lying. You tried to cast blame on your fucking dents for choosing Dragon Dogma 2 when you clearly said it here in this fucking clip that you prefer to play Dragon Dogma 2. You clearly fucking said that. And the only reason, honestly, why you decided to play Dragon's Dogma was because you were hearing a lot of shit about Rise of the Ronin. People were complaining about the graphics. And, of course, you and your dents are graphic whores because if it's not 4K 60 FPS, you have a fucking problem with it. So you were hesitant to drop $70 on Rise of Ronin because you were worried it was going to be kind of like the Jedi Survivor all over again. A good game, but shitty graphics, and the dents wouldn't support. That's what the fuck you thought was going to happen, and that's why you skipped Rise of the Ronin. The funny thing is, Rise of the Ronin is pretty good. I actually bought it, I played it, I enjoyed it. It's not as good as Ghost of Tsushima, but it's a good fucking game. It was worth the $70, and I'm still playing it and enjoying it. So, of course, now that no one is supporting your shitty fucking Dragon Dogma playthrough because it's shitty, and you don't add any interest, you don't make it interesting whatsoever. Who was playing, I'm trying to think. There was a streamer on Twitch who was playing Dragon's Dogma. They've been playing it for like the last 2 weeks. Plenty of support. They're very interesting. When they're walking the map and it's kind of dull, they actually provide some very good information about the developers, the studios, the studio, all that kind of background information, and they make it fucking interesting. Unlike you, Phil, who just make everything so fucking boring. And again, I go back to that's the reason why people don't support your shit, is because you're just a boring fucking content creator. But again, folks, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to highlight Phil fucking lying. And I hope you guys enjoyed the first segment of This Is How You Don't Lie, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be many more of these segments where we highlight and capture Phil lying on stream. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.